G'day trendsetters, John with Gravel Cyclists coming to you today from the start line of the 2019 Pisgah Monster Cross. There is a ton of climbing and a ton of gravel roads on tap today. We'll see you soon.
Races at Pisgah Monster Cross are in for 70 miles of very challenging roads with over 8,500 feet of vertical ascending. I snagged a front row start, but only in the interest of capturing some nice start line footage before I'd invariably drift back a little during the neutral section of the first mile of pavement. Joining me from Team Gravel Cyclist was K-Dogg, a former winner of the men's 60 plus category at this race, and Jimbo, our good mate who nowadays resides in upstate South Carolina. The right turn marks the end of neutral, and almost immediately the road tilts upwards. With a climb of about 5 miles in length to get things started, if you don't like climbing, then Pisgah Monster Cross probably isn't for you. I'm quite average at scaling mountains, and living most of the year in north central Florida doesn't help my cause, but thankfully I'm reasonably handy at descending. The early pace wasn't too berserko, but the grade wasn't too rude at this point, but it would get steeper and ruder the further we rode. In the purple kit is Curtis, another Florida-based rider, although he happens to ascend mountains quite well. This is where the climb gets steeper, handily indicated by my Garmin 830's Climb Pro screen. See the video description below for my Part 1 review of the Garmin 830. This is K-Dogg's camera view, indicated by the Garmin 1030 handily placed in way of the camera. Both he and Jimbo were making inroads towards my early lead. K-Dogg makes the catch and promptly drops us. Thus it is time to glob onto Jimbo's wheel, who is riding a very sweet tempo. At right is a single-speed rider, temporarily out of his one gear on this steep section of the first climb. What goes up must go down, and we begin a long descent which is quite loose in places. We catch K-Dogg quickly, who descends about as well as his spirit animal, a plucked chicken. The bottom of the descent dropped us onto pavement and flatter roads, but the climbing would soon resume. We have a friendly rivalry on our team and mostly talk rubbish to each other over email concerning our dodgy performance. Secretly, I was hoping to finally beat K-Dogg at a mountainous race. He climbs a lot better than yours truly. Jimbo and I are well matched on the climbs and descents, and for once, it is nice to ride with a teammate. Ahead is Jay Price, a good bloke and a dodgy reporter for NPR. And just when you think everything is going well, this happens. The good news is Jimbo had some bruising and light abrasions and no damage to his helmet or bike. Wow. Jimbo told me to keep going, and then I started a back and forth battle with Jay Price. He's a good ruler, but his descending skills are quite suspect. Here he totally buggers up my line. Don't! There was some seriously chunky gravel on this course, and a hardtail MTB was a good bike of choice for some riders. Jimbo caught me a little later and proceeded to ride away from me in the company of Ellie. Look at the mega gear she is pushing. Wow. I've been dropped again, but ride hard on the descents to catch riders. This is pretty much what happened most of the day. Time for a quick stop at aid station number 1, and teammate K-Dogg isn't far behind.
It's your worst nightmare come true. All that fancy descending.
He caught me at the worst possible time, right at the base of a long paved climb. This was one of the prettiest roads along the course, along with some tricky descending. The descent was steep and rocky towards the bottom. Teammate K-Dogg is in a wee spot of bother. This is K-Dogg's view of the same section of course. He's fab at climbing. If only I could impart my descending skills upon him.
G'day trendsetters, coming to you from aid station number 2 of the Pisgah Monster Cross course, and I have to tell you, I'm hurting. It's been a lot of climbing, a lot of descending, but climbing is pretty brutal. See you soon.
There was some very gnarly and steep gravel immediately after the aid station, but I followed the line of a local, so no worries. This was a super steep paved climb that had riders tacking. I too did a bit of tacking, and I was riding a 33 by 33 low gear, or 1-to-1. This is Katie, who I rode on and off with during the last third of the race. And I'm joined again by Jimbo.
G'day trendsetters, we're coming from aid station number 3 and we just did a massive line of Coke, as in Coca-Cola. We'll see you soon.
Here's another roll that so are you in contention?
See?
You better stay with this guy.
She's in the podium spot for the women's category. Well, good luck, girl.
At this point in the video, teammate K-Dogg passed me during the aid station, so my lofty goal was to overhaul him before the finish line. I finally caught and passed K-Dogg on the final descent. That was some 5 miles, or 8 kilometers in length. He finished up a couple of minutes behind me in the company of these 2 lads. This descent was actually the first climb, so in other words, we rode a lollipop loop for this race. Either way, this was not an easy descent, and not once could a rider relax or lose focus. The left-hand turn towards the finish line and the cyclocross barriers to finish, where I think it's stylish to finish with a twirl. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos as they appear on the channel. I'll see you in the next video.